how to take it when somebody tells you you're the best? In sports, they call you an all-star if you're at the top of your game. In my business, they call you if Will Smith is too busy to do the movie. Sports are entertainment, yes, but of a more clear-cut variety. You make the shot or you don't. You win the game or you lose the game. That's not my reality. In show business, there's no standings, no records, no playoffs, no championships, just hecklers and critics. That's why we love sports. Success is not a matter of opinion. These guys are all-stars. They respond to the unforeseen as if it was expected. You know, spin it, make it part of the act. LeBron James, just 23 years old, and he's already been dominating the league for like 12 years. I mean, LeBron, Amari Stoudemire, unbelievable athletes. The list goes on. I remember when not going to college meant two things, paper or plastic. And don't get me started on Kobe Bryant. How many people can seriously be compared to Michael Jordan? That's like mentioning a comedian in the same sentence as Richard Pryor. That makes a career. Then what about Allen Iverson, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, still doing it? The little guys can be the toughest. I wish I had that attitude growing up. I would have probably taken a few less beatdowns. And the big men, Dwight Howard, Yao Ming. The NBA should let me play, because I got as much chance of stopping them as anybody else. Zero. It's the All-Star game, and it's technically an exhibition, but you can't tell me these guys don't want to win. It's trick for trick. It's shot for shot. It's block for block. It's alley-oop for alley-oop. If there's ever a place to show out and act a fool, this is it. And in New Orleans, a city that knows a showman when it sees one, imagine having the crowd completely amazed without saying one word to them. That's a real performer, a true entertainer, an all-star. No joke.
Chris Rock with his own all-star performance to get us started here in New Orleans. The 57th All-Star game in the NBA and the first time ever in the Crescent City. And they are making their way to the New Orleans Arena, the epicenter here of the NBA world. Everybody's here to watch East meet West. It's TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Autotrader.com, and it is electric in New Orleans Arena. Amari Stoudemire among the Western Conference All-Stars getting loose. Detroit Pistons, Chauncey Billups, he and Rip Hamilton is backcourt mate with the Pistons. All-Stars again. Allen Iverson's been the MVP of this game twice. Might he add another one tonight? He's in the starting backcourt for the Western Conference. Welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson with Hall of Famers Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith. You're going to hear from these guys in just a second.
Right here, let's check out the starting lineup presented by McDonald's for the Eastern Conference. In the backcourt, Jason Kidd at the moment still wearing a Nets uniform with that trade to Dallas still on hold. Wayne Wade at the other guard spot. Up front, Chris Bosh of Toronto starting for the injured Kevin Garnett. The other East starters, LeBron James, and playing without his Superman cape tonight, Dwight Howard, who won last night's slam dunk competition with a dazzling performance. And now for the Western Conference. At the guards, last year's All-Star MVP Kobe Bryant, along with Allen Iverson, a 9-time All-Star. On the front line, Tim Duncan in his 10th All-Star game. Carmelo Anthony making his first All-Star start. And Yao Ming of the red-hot Houston Rockets. Now look at the officiating crew. Ed F. Rush in his 22nd season, his second All-Star game. David Jones, 19th year, and Michael Smith in his 15th. Jones and Smith making their first All-Star appearances. The East has won 34. The West has won 22. And last season, guys, the West won 153-132 in a shootout in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Doc Rivers was talking to us before the game, Marv, the coach of the East, and he said, I hope it's closer than 32 points at the end of the third quarter this year. He's talking about how his team was talking about last year being embarrassed, and he's hoping that that will be a little incentive for them to come out and play a lot better here today.
Well, it's challenging because when he went in and spoke with his players, all 12 wanted to play major minutes, so he's going to have his hands full trying to manage these superstars and the minutes they play.
Now, Doug, you coached the East All-Stars in Cleveland back in 1997, so you know how difficult it is to keep everyone happy in terms of playing time.
That's why you have your assistant coaches monitoring the minutes, and so what you want to do is make sure you get guys minutes. So getting into that, Marv, that 8 to 10 minute mark of the fourth quarter, you can play to win the game. So those assistant coaches, not about strategy today, but about keeping the minutes.
LeBron James trying to use the pick. Went to the look-away pass, and it's picked off by Tim Duncan.
This is always the challenging part of an All-Star game because you really don't get a proper time to warm up because the introductions are so long.
Well, Dwayne Wade getting ahead of the field for the first basket of the night. One-on-one move by Iverson going at Kidd and gives it up. Here is Duncan. And back comes LeBron James. Leads Dwight Howard and he puts it down.
Woo, shades of last night. How about the young guy Dwight Howard last night, the show that he put on in the slam dunk competition?
Well, I'm just glad he finally brought back creativity to the dunk contest. It got stale for a little bit, but those were some unbelievable dunks by all the participants.
And Howard with the rejection of the 7'6" Yao Ming.
LeBron James, who I think is one of the better passers in the NBA. He has to score so many points for Cleveland, but the beautiful alley-oop, and then he follows it up with the block shots. That's what he brings the Orlando Magic, that defensive presence in the paint and his rebounding so vital to their success.
Here's Anthony. And back comes Kidd. Gives it up to Bosh. Jason Kidd with the nice setup, and Chris Bosh had the open lane.
Well, I know we're going to talk about this as the night goes on, but do you think Dirk Nowitzki is looking over there on the bench saying, I could be that trailer? He could be that trailer down on the break.
That's the first field goal for the West. Tim Duncan able to bank it home. And as discussed earlier on the pregame show, here's Bosh. The Jason Kidd to Dallas trade involving Devin Harris. And many others is still in limbo, still on hold. Anthony, yes.
Well, his game has grown so much. I think the last couple summers, his play for the U.S. national team and the job that George Karl has done with him, his game expanding. He and Allen Iverson, a terrific duo.
That's a three-point attempt, missed by James. The steal by Howard gets it to Bosh.
But what I like about Dwight Howard, he's so quick off his feet for his size and his strength. He really gets up quick. That way, stealing the rebound away for Yao Ming, finding Chris Bosh for the dunk.
East with an 8-4 lead. We are just underway here at the New Orleans Arena. It's a fake by Yao, and it's broken up. Duncan is on it. Shot clock down to 6. Anthony, too strong. Here's Carmelo. Iverson puts behind the back and gets it back off the pass that was deflected, and a foul. It is a reach-in foul. It is on LeBron James. So Allen Iverson to the free throw line, averaging 26 a game, third in scoring behind LeBron.